Hello!
Hello!
And welcome.
This is a prediction show for the Arc of Wrestling podcast. Normally, the Arc of Wrestling crew would be here, but since we're all a bunch of lazy slobs, we're not. So,
You brought in the B team.
I brought in the B team. We're technically the C team, because they're not Arc of Wrestling related, but here we go. We have Quavion.
Hello.
We have Dubs.
Hello.
And we have Red.
Hello.
And you all should know who I am, because I'm the one who's bringing all the content to the YouTube channel.
Who is this guy?
I don't know. I'm just some guy that's here. And I'm not clear,
Dubs, do you know who this guy is?
Oh no, by God.
Oh,
Graveyard,
you didn't know?
Graveyard, do you know who he is?
Oh, you didn't know?
No, tell me. You're not telling me, Quavion.
You all suck. Anyway, this is a two-part, well, technically not two, you know what I mean. This is a prediction show for TLCheee and NXT TakeOver, which both happen in a week. Week stroke. TLC is Sunday, TakeOver is Wednesday. We're going to start with TLC working from the bottom of the card up. Y'all have the card up, right?
I do not, but I can pull it up now.
Yep, it's on that Wikipedia though.
Well,
Did you drop the Wikipedia? Yes, you
I
did.
did. That dropped the Wikipedia for both of them.
I got it.
What are we doing first? Which one?
We're working from the bottom up.
So but which show? TakeOver?
We're starting with
TLC first.
Okay.
And we're starting with Swagger and working up to main event.
Swagger's got a match on the card? What the
fuck? My boy Swagger.
If you didn't watch Raw on Monday, Del Rio's going with Zeb Coulter.
You wonder he's going through a tough breakup right now.
He doesn't need the old man in his hover round.
Yeah. I feel bad for Zeb Coulter.
But first match of the evening is a chairs match, which I kind of predicted on the Twitter because they didn't announce a chairs match for the pay-per-view yet. For the United States Championship, it is Alberto Del Rio, with that Zeb Coulter, versus the All-American, American, Jack Swagger.
You gotta add one more American.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're gonna go around the room. Quavion, you're up.
I'm gonna go with my boy Jack Swagger. I feel like they're going to just give him the title. I think they don't have anything really to do with Del Rio at the moment, really, especially because he just dropped Zeb Coulter. So it's like, well, there's no other reason really for him to even keep the title. So why not throw on Jack Swagger, who hasn't been doing anything for the past few months? So I say Jack Swagger, really.
Dubs.
Since on Raw when they showed Zeb Coulter pretty much tripping Alberto Del Rio and Alberto Del Rio getting fucking angry, I could see Zeb Coulter siding with Jack Swagger and pretty much getting the United States Championship match and being like, trying to do the gimmick of, we need to deport you Mexicans or something like that, something along that storyline.
Deport all the Mexicans.
Get out of here.
All three of them.
Let's build a wall.
Red, go. Build a wall around the ring.
Yeah. It's going to be the match. You have to escape the wall.
Oh.
I'm going to go Del Rio because I just don't see Swagger winning the championship.
Oh, well, fuck you.
Like, just Jack Swagger randomly comes out of nowhere and he's going to win a championship?
My boy Jack Swagger.
I don't care if he's your boy. He probably doesn't even know who you are.
He doesn't, but he's my boy.
He's retweeting everything right now. You just don't see it.
Oh.
My pick is going to be Del Rio just because Jack Swagger's not winning.
Yeah, exactly.
That was very plain.
It's kind of obvious.
It's not happening.
They're waiting for Cena to come back.
Yeah, I guess so, but it's like...
So, 2-2.
Yep, 2-2.
Next match on the card is an 8-man tag team elimination tables match, which is Team ECW comprised of the Dudleys, Tommy Dreamer, and Rhino versus the Wyatt family. Quavion, go.
I feel like I'm very worried because I think the Wyatt family needs a win here because they haven't really done shit for the past while, especially Bray, who needs to be built up as a legitimate threat that he hasn't been for the past few months. Like the only thing he's been doing is promos or certain skits where you can see what he's trying to do or try to build him up as a legitimate threat, but just keeps getting beaten every time and over again. So they kind of need this win. I mean, I already kind of stopped taking them even legitimately after this guy kind of got squashed by Undertaker and Kane. But it's like they need this win, though. The people who came back for ECW. I mean, I feel like though WWE is probably going to go a weird direction and probably let Team ECW probably win because they went through all the trouble of even bringing them back and everything. So, though I feel like WWE is going in a direction, I'm also going to go with the Wyatts anyway. They need to win.
So your pick is the Wyatts.
Yes.
Dubs, go.
I think that the Wyatts are going to lose because I just see creative Kevin Dunn and those assholes just being like, well, nope, we're just going to have Team ECW win it. And they just want to give Tommy Dreamer a fucking win because he's old. And that's my prediction.
He's technically out of the contract either.
Yeah.
True.
He's probably going to be the one to take the bump.
Mm-hmm.
Red, go.
My first question is it like the elimination aspect? Is it one person goes to the table and the match is over, or if you go through a table, you're gone, but the match continues until all four
four have
members.
to be eliminated.
All four members have to be eliminated?
Yes.
Okay. But that's the good way to do it. And I'm gonna go kind of like the opposite way of what Dubs was saying, and I'm gonna think that the Dudleys, mainly the Dudleys, I think are gonna push to have the Wyatts put over in this match. So I'm gonna say the Wyatts are gonna take the one.
All right. I'm gonna pick the Wyatts as well because LOL, Tommy Dreamer's gonna take the bump. the last bump of the night. He's gonna be the one that cost the team the match.
So you think Tommy Dreamer's gonna be the sole survivor?
Yes.
He's gonna be the jerk.
I can't see that.
Tommy Dreamer's gonna be the one who fights for the rights of ECW because he is the heart and soul of ECW.
They'll probably go like Rhino, Devon, Bubba, then Tommy if they're gonna go that route.
Maybe.
Or Devon, dead Rhino, a dead Bubba, dead.
Maybe.
Nah,
Dead Rhino.
Because these eliminated matches, all we had to get rid of the black guy first.
Oh.
No, they're gonna keep. They've got to keep Devon in that longer.
Probably, yeah, because of Dudley's, but
It'll probably come down. It'll probably come down to Bubba and Bray, the final two.
Bubba and Bray, or yeah.
Because I don't see the match becoming a handicap match towards the end. Like a 2-on-1, 3-on-1. It'll be a 1-on-1 finish.
Yeah, probably. Unless the Wyatts come somehow just decimate all of them.
Yeah. Match number 4. Charlotte versus Paige for the Divas Championship. I can tell by you're not excited. Quavion, go.
It's like I really fucking wished at like Survivor Series, like with the whole promo thing, you would think, especially because they talked about how fun and personal it is, that they would pull out all the stops to at least give them a chance to have a great match. And I know they can. Kind of both of them can do well with each other. It's just that they still are just using their toned down skills, which is not good. Because why should I care if they're not going to at least try even have a good match? It's just there, to be honest. It's kind of sad just to see it there, especially when you have a feud like this. Like, usually, when there's a feud like this, you would want to care. But there's nothing to care about because there's nothing excited to get over. It's just promo. And, like, you could be excited for the promos, yeah, but besides that, there's nothing to... Like, if they don't have a good match, there's nothing good that could come out of it. So, I really kind of don't care, but I feel like Charlotte is going to win anyway, though. But still,
So
overall, it's just like, eh.
You mean to tell me you weren't excited when they mentioned Ric Flair?
I mean, like I was saying, the promos will probably get you interested. But besides that, if they're not going to have at least try and have a good match, then there's nothing good that could come out of it.
Well, that question was a joke because Ric Flair's dead.
Yeah, I know.
You killed it. Dubs, go.
I have a feeling that they're going to put the belt back on Paige just so that they could make build Charlotte's character, because I think with the belt she doesn't have any character besides, I'm Ric Flair's daughter, woo, and I don't know. I think they're just gonna give Paige the title and just make it a long, drawn-out storyline until WrestleMania, and then Charlotte will win it again. Or maybe they'll have a fatal four-way with the Divas somehow.
Well, they're probably going to have... I think they'd have Charlotte and Sasha Banks at WrestleMania.
Yeah, something along that line.
That would be my long-term prediction, but who knows. Red, go!
I'm gonna go with Charlotte 'cause from what I've been seeing and reading. There's the rumor going around that Charlotte might be turning heel, which, if that's the case, then they're gonna have to do something between Charlotte and Becky, and the only way that makes sense is if Charlotte retains the belt. Because I can't foresee them putting the belt on Paige, turning Charlotte heel, and then having her feud with Becky, because where does that put Paige and Charlotte in the way of that title rematch? And you could do that, yeah, but you still have the title rematch, so unless they have a way of Becky earning her spot into that match.
And
Go ahead.
But I'm gonna go Charlotte.
never mind.
Well, they kind of teased Charlotte being heel on Monday anyway, which
Yeah.
I put on Twitter. Who is the heel? Charlotte's running from Paige, sneak attacking Paige, but Paige is the one getting booed.
That's the universe logic.
Yeah, it's been very conflicting very much from the writing is that they don't know how to treat. They don't know how to let a face be an actual face because everyone does.
The issue is that if they're trying to turn Charlotte heel, they're doing it by teasing it, like Mike just said, where the fans aren't really realizing it. They're probably thinking, "Oh, Charlotte is just, beating Paige at her own game," kind of a thing.
Yeah, because she cheated to beat Becky Lynch the week before, and then she comes out all cocky and like, "Oh my God, I'm being like my father." Okay.
Yeah. But the full turn hasn't happened yet. She's still playing the part of a face.
I got a feeling they're going to do the double switch where Charlotte turns heel and Paige turns face.
But she just turned heel.
And that doesn't matter.
They could easily turn around and do something where Charlotte and Paige are just a thing.
I don't know.
And they're excluding Becky and throwing her to the wayside.
Well,
Just PC.
it's PCP.
Yeah, they're just a personal computer.
I think it's Charlotte. If Becky Lynch is the Mac.
I got it.
Match number 3.
Toshiba.
A triple threat tag team ladder match for the WWE Tag Team Championship.
I don't even have a clue.
The New Day defense against the Usos and the Lucha Dragons. Quavion, go.
I feel like it's still going to be a New Day who takes it. I feel like, Delta Usos, just came back not too long ago. I feel like they're not going to draw them on them already. I feel like they're going to try and draw this out just a little bit more and probably go to, I would think, probably Royal Rumble, or who knows, probably even go to WrestleMania and have the Usos win. But right now, I still feel like the New Day are going to win this bout and go on to the Royal Rumble and as champs. As far as the Lucha Dragon goes, I think the Lucha Dragons probably have could probably take it off the New Day, but that's very under the barrel. That's the bottom of my thoughts right now, but that possibly could happen because I feel like they're trying to push the Lucha Dragons as well, which they kind of need because they don't really have any personality. So why try to show them off more with their wrestling abilities? But I feel like also Lucha Dragons are also there. It's kind of a fall type of thing. It's don't take the fall because they're they have good technical skills. They're high flying, and I think they would just look good at taking bumps through ladders and stuff like that. So why not have them in the match? But yeah, overall my pick is still New Day.
Well, let's not forget the Lucha Dragons are technically the number 1 contenders.
True.
They won that Fatal 4-Way on SmackDown. Dubs, go.
Who watches SmackDown?
People.
I think New Day is, as CM Punk calls it, white hot, I guess. I think you don't want to take the titles off of them right now, unless you want to have a feud with the Usos and New Day. So I think they're going to keep the belt, and they're just going to have a fatal 4-way, or the same teams in WrestleMania. So I'm going to go with New Day.
Oh yeah, they were at WrestleMania, weren't they?
They were. Were you seeing WrestleMania? Oh yeah, they were, because Tyson Kidd was horrible.
Yeah,
Red
they
Joe.
were.
Yeah, Red.
I'm gonna go with the Usos, but I'm gonna kind of like agree with what Dubs was saying, where they're gonna go back and forth between the New Day and the Usos. It's gonna be like a really long feud that they might throw like other people in there, just like liven things up. But I think really in the long run, it's just gonna be a New Day Uso feud for a little bit.
Well, they technically killed the other face tag team.
Yeah, and I mean the Lucha Dragons, I think are really just gonna be there as spot monkeys.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Pretty much take the fall through like breaking through ladders and stuff like that.
Because they killed the primetime players for some strange reason.
I have no idea where Darren Young went.
He's taking days off.
Yeah, it's Mr. No Days Off taking days off.
He took a Sunday off, now he's taking Mondays off. He's really not living that gimmick.
Not anymore.
My pick is also the Usos, just because they're building them up to take the belts off. I don't know why. So,
Because the Usos are awesome.
yeah, when you say Us, we say
Uso
no.
crazy.
Oh,
Nah, I'm
good
good.
meat.
The last thing I want is another 6-month-long Uso run.
I mean, that's true, but you know the Usos are. I still like the Usos.
We just suffered through a year-long reign of the Usos. I don't want another one. But alright. Next match: Kevin Owens versus Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental Championship. Quavion, go.
I actually don't know who could win this. 'Cause, like, it's a toss-up for me. Because I feel like they're going to try, prolong it and have Owens with a title. I think at least past WrestleMania. At least I think. That's my feeling. But Dean Ambrose has kind of been losing steam, especially after losing the Roman Reigns. Really, so it's like I think he needs to have the title right now to at least give him something, because the last title he's held was the United States title. That was all like a year ago. So I think Dean Ambrose needs to do something, and I think Kevin Owens is the guy who can give it to him to have a good match, and then give him the rub and give him the title. Because I think it also, especially if they have a good match, it'd be beneficial for both of them. And I think for that, it could go to if they want to do it anyway, I think it could go to like a good lengthy rivalry that if they wanted to could probably end at Extreme Rules if they want to go that long. But don't know. But I still feel like right now Dean Ambrose kind of needs this win, so I will go with Dean Ambrose as the winner.
Go.
I think they're going to have a long feud again because there's not much people going for the Intercontinental Champion. I mean, Ryback is not chasing it anymore. So I think Kevin Owens is going to retain, and Ambrose will win at WrestleMania.
I'd go.
I kind of agree with what they're saying with the long feud aspect of it. I think Ambrose is going to win, but I think it's going to be like a screwy, dirty finish, where like it's either going to be like a DQ or like Owens is going to walk out on the match and just get himself counted out or something. Something where he'll retain the title and it'll kind of like force a stipulation to the match at another pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, this is just a normal match, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no stipulation to it.
I'm actually shocked. Why not?
Yeah, I'm actually surprised this didn't have a stipulation as well.
Like when these two guys go together, I mean, I think on their own they don't really need weapons to make a good match, but it's like why not? I feel like it'd be great to see what these guys can do in the stipulation match.
Well, that's what you got to build to it. You can't just throw it all out there night one,
Yeah. Well, it is a good pay-per-view after all.
You could have made it a stairs match. Oh.
God, no, never again.
I'm gonna pick up. That was
They weigh 2
That
tons.
was the thing last year.
They weigh 2 tons.
I'm going to pick Owens, and I'm going to disagree with you. Long storyline, because I believe Sami Zayn is going to get called up
Oh yeah.
after
It's
Fastlane.
true.
Yeah, because that was their plan originally until he got injured, but so they substitute him with Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens wins his entire run. So I feel like that's why I kind of felt like. So I felt like if Sami Zayn were to return, even before the Royal Rumble, he would be called up probably at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
I feel like it's going to be his time. He's going to actually be in a Royal Rumble match. He might be eliminated by Kevin Owens. They might start a rivalry going to WrestleMania, which would be quite interesting. And I would actually like that. So yeah.
The way I see it happening is Zayn costs Owens the Rumble, goes back to NXT, comes back after Fastlane. There's your WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But main event time. Tables, ladders, and chairs for the world title. Sheamus versus Roman Reigns. Quavion, go.
Because I've read certain things saying that WWE kind of wants Roman Reigns to be champion going into WrestleMania. I feel like Roman Reigns is probably going to win this match, but I felt also that with the new stable that they both have, I feel like they're just going to get clashed together into one another. So I think possibly Roman Reigns is going to be screwed over once again by the league. He's going to be screwed over by the League of Nations and lose to Sheamus. But, probably, setting up a match at the Royal Rumble will just be those two and nobody else, and that'll be where Roman Reigns actually wins the title. But for right now, I still think Sheamus is going to hold it until that time. But I feel like this match, the people have been, not for Sheamus or Roman Reigns really being champion or even being in the feud. I feel like just like a TLC match for those two right now could actually be beneficial and to show what they can do. Especially because you have one guy who is, built out to be like a Superman or, a really strong guy. Why not put him in a match where they could be destructive towards each other and just destroy each other? So why not? So I feel like Sheamus is still going to win though by screwy finish.
Alright,
I still think Sheamus is going to be a short-term champion, but I think Sheamus is going to win this match on Sunday because I think how Quavion said the stables are going to get involved and somehow the League of Nations is going to help him win the championship either by knocking out pretty much Roman Reigns and holding the ladder up while Sheamus goes up there and gets the title. I think Roman Reigns is gonna win the title either at Royal Rumble because I think he's gonna get another rematch somehow, or he'll find a way, or Fastlane, and then I think John Cena is gonna win the Rumble, and it's gonna be Roman Reigns versus John Cena.
Which, to be honest, that I would actually like to see that match just to see what will happen. It will also be kind of a passing of the torch, in a way.
If you really want a feud to be booed out of the building, that's the feud to be booed out of the building. Because they can't stand John Cena, and they really can't stand Roman Reigns. So you're putting the two of them in the same feud, in the same ring, the biggest show of the year.
See who gets actually cheated.
I don't know.
Well, they'll be confused on who the fuck they want to win.
Or no one to win. They will both.
No, because I can see people who hate Roman Reigns say John Cena should win. And then you have the people that hate John Cena say they want Roman Reigns to win. So I think that would be a good match.
I think it would be conflicting, but I feel like overall people would just say, you know what, fuck this match. Just start pulling both of them.
They're gonna walk out to the first empty arena WrestleMania main event.
Oh god, I think that's the moment I'll actually start crying. It's like, oh no.
I paid $10 for this.
Well, it's not even a $10. It's more of people walking out on a fucking WrestleMania.
Unless they abandoned the Roman Reigns WrestleMania win, and then they just have John Cena face Sheamus.
Yeah,
which,
no.
That's just asking for trouble.
Yeah. I think that's even worse.
Alright, Red, go.
Hold on, I'm just doing some research because I was just looking to see because I had a theory that could potentially play out.
Okay.
As far as this match goes, I'm gonna say Sheamus will go over. I've heard, I don't remember if it was actually in a Dirt Sheet article or if it was through comments on a Dirt Sheet article, but I had read something to the effect of WWE was possibly going to book Roman Reigns in a similar fashion as to what they were doing with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, it's pretty much
When he won the title, they're building it up to where basically where the payoff is going to come at WrestleMania, where he'll get the belt. On the slight chance that I shouldn't say the slight chance, but on the chance that that doesn't happen, and he does pick up the belt at, say, the Royal Rumble, I could foresee someone like Brock Lesnar coming back and winning the Rumble, and thus setting up the WrestleMania 31 rematch that I guess didn't really get to see play out in full.
Yeah, because pretty much that was the people, though, it paid off, Raw's winning that match. Even if Brock would have won, would have still been really shitty because
that match was good though.
To me, it was like, I mean, yeah, it played up to both of their gimmicks, but it was just kind of like the only offense Roman Reigns really got was a spear and fucking Superman punches.
That match to me was a really good match. I shouldn't say really good, but it was a good match for who was in the match.
I mean, yeah, I mean, to be honest, yeah, but it's like if you're gonna try and build a Roman Reigns up, don't just give him a spear and a few Superman punches. Just like let him get at least.
I don't remember him doing nothing but spears and Superman punches, though.
I remember him doing that. So that's all
I remember. I remember those moves, but I don't remember him doing nothing but that.
He technically did. He did like one shove into the ring post and then he hit the spears.
Yeah,
I
honestly don't remember.
They had zero offense in that entire match until the end.
I mean, he has some slight things by
when you think about it, that makes sense from a character of Brock Lesnar who does nothing but shoots right out of the gate and takes you out.
Yeah, I mean that's true, but it's like someone.
And if you think about it, from the sense too that if that's Lesnar's game plan, then all you have to work with are the quick out of nowhere moves that'll catch him possibly off guard. But that's just me digging too deep into things that make sense. That
I do feel like that's what they were trying to go for. It's probably Brock Lesnar kind of just being the shan of him, because that's pretty much what he does. And he did it to Cena, he did it to Undertaker, so pretty much has to do it to Roman Reigns, or really what makes sense. So
but nonetheless,
who's your pick?
Sheamus is my pick.
Sheamus your pick.
And then Roman will probably get the title at like the Rumble and do like Lesnar Reigns at Mania.
I'm gonna pick Sheamus via shenanigans, but Bear's gonna take the table bump because he seems to be the whipping boy of the League of Nations for some strange reason.
You know what? Speaking of people,
I would think Rusev would be the bump.
Yeah.
Well, the way they've been booking Bear, he's the whipping boy.
True.
Even before they were the stable, he was the guy taking the pin, taking the high impact move. But we're gonna move on to NXT TakeOver.
Wait, actually, speaking of stuff, before we move on, because I haven't been watching Raw, I noticed that fucking Adrian Neville is with The Miz for some reason. Is he gonna turn heel?
No, they're feuding.
Why is he?
Oh, they're feuding.
Okay, I was saying, why is he with The Miz all of a sudden?
Yeah, they're teasing a Miz Neville feud, which they teased back in the summer when Neville debuted. They were like, Neville's gonna feud with Miz after the Barrett feud, and then they decided to wait until now.
I'm kind of glad that he's moving on somewhere. It's just like he was stuck with fucking Stardust for that forever. That's all he was with. Even past SummerSlam, he was still with fucking Stardust, so I'm kind of glad he's moving to something else, something different.
Before we take over, speaking of feuds that died, Stardust and Goldust. Oh hey, yeah. Goldust returns to Survivor Series, but instead of continuing that feud, we're gonna do Stardust to Titus O'Neil.
Oh yeah, because that's the thing that they've been doing too.
Titus O'Neil is feuding with Stardust while Darren Young's taking days off.
Goldust is staying somewhere doing something.
Yep. Alright. Let's move on to TakeOver London, which is next Wednesday, 3 in the afternoon. So, if you want to watch TakeOver, you better have the network on at 3 in the afternoon.
Oh, shit. Oh, wait. Fucking 3. Wait, you said 3 in the afternoon.
3 in the afternoon.
Shit, I come from school. So right after I get out of school, I just come home and fucking watch TakeOver.
Yep.
Shit.
There's 5 matches on the card. Match number 1, Asuka versus Emma. Quavion, go.
Oh, that's very easy for me. I was saying Austin's getting the win here. Though I feel like they need to build up on Emma a little bit more. Like, it's kind of sad that they haven't really been utilizing her at all.
Well, I mean, when you stick her with the likes of Dana Brooke.
I know, but it's like, they haven't really been doing anything with her. You know, they haven't really even been trying to even push her to do anything. She's just been, like, at the sideline most of the time, even when she came back. Even as a heel, they did pushing her at the sideline, like, immediately. So, but Asuka, I know they're going to try and definitely push her because she is definitely skillful, and she has the skills to possibly... I feel like Asuka is being built up to beat Bayley. That's why I feel like, which is definitely...
You haven't seen the rest of the card, have you?
I mean, but I feel like, at least... Well, I mean, I know Asuka's definitely going to be champion at some point. Either take it from Bayley, or, you know, take it from somebody else. It doesn't really matter to me, but I know Asuka's going to be built up, you know, to be, like, a big thing in NXT. And she's doing well. That's Brock Lesnar. Anyway, but yeah, I definitely know that Asuka's getting this win here. She's not losing.
Dubs.
Okay, I think, is it Asaka or Asuka?
That's what it confused.
I think here is that like the number 1 contender match, pretty much for the next.
I don't believe so.
No,
there's no note there.
I feel like those are going to be 2 nominations to go for the title, but I know Emma's not going to win it. The title I'm talking about. So I think Emma's going to win this match, and then they'll have another match where pretty much Asaka wins.
Well, yeah, Dana Brooke is at ringside.
Yeah, because they're gonna somehow do some type of shenanigans where Emma wins. So I think that's my prediction. It's gonna be Emma.
I mean, Emma could win, but it's like, why?
Continue the feud.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess so. But, yeah.
Red, go.
Quavion just doesn't believe in building feuds.
I mean, I do believe in building feuds, but if you don't build up certain people, then what's the point?
So that's how you build them up. You gotta put them in a feud in order to build them up.
Build me up, buttercup.
Alright, Red, go.
Especially, but you have to be silent the entire time.
I can see both sides, like either Asuka winning, like Quavion was saying, or Emma winning via shenanigans. But I kind of want to lead towards Asuka. I'm just leaning towards Asuka, I think, on this one. But it's a tough call for me.
I'm going to pick Asuka as well, because I don't see somebody the caliber of Emma pinning Asuka. Asuka might lose in the title match, or like to Nia Jax, or whoever the new chicks are coming in. But the Emma,
I think the only way Emma goes over is if it's dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Dana like holds Asuka's legs or something like that. But anyway, match number 2. Apollo, Don't Call Me Bobby Lashley Cruz versus Baron, My Stomach Is Sad, Corbin.
It's sad, Corbin.
Quavion, go.
Actually, I feel like they're going to try to give it to, Apollo and they keep it, keep his steam going. But, also with, Baron Corbin, I feel like they're going to try and, push him a little bit more too, because he's kind of been, on a roll lately, so it's like, why not give it to him? But I feel like overall it's going to probably go to Apollo.
Dubs.
I really don't care for this match. So, I don't think Baron Corbin's going to win. I think they're going to want to put more wins on Apollo Crews, so I'm going to go with Apollo Crews.
Right.
Crews.
Oh,
no explanation, just
just quick.
Clean sweep for Crews. Match number 3 for the NXT Women's Championship. Bayley defends against Nia Jax. Quavion.
I feel like, though Nia Jax is this huge woman, and Bayley is kind of a small, is not that strong. Especially, I don't think just pick us up like Nia Jax. But I feel like just somehow Bayley is still going to come out as the winner in this match.
By the way, Nia Jax is the cousin of The Rock.
I know.
I was pointing that out for people who might not
Everyone's
know.
a cousin of the Rocket. Everyone's a cousin of the Rocket. This
He's
point.
pointed out for the people that may not be aware who don't watch NXT or follow the dirt sheets.
I'm sorry.
You're not sorry.
She's the cousin of The Rock, and she has an alliance with Eva Marie.
She does?
Yes, according to Wikipedia.
Wait, what'd you
just-
say?
Killed whatever possible like for her I would have.
Wait, what'd
Yeah.
you say about her and Eva Marie?
According to Wikipedia, she formed an alliance with Eva Marie in November.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cold, I could wrestle and she can't.
Right, but finish your prediction.
Anyway, I still feel like either by shenanigans or they're somehow gonna fucking have Bayley fucking pick up Nia Jax, which I still don't think that's gonna be happening. I still feel like Bayley's gonna probably win by count out or something like that. I feel like Nia Jax, who knows, probably, I feel like Nia Jax is gonna probably beat Bayley down enough that she's probably gonna get a count out victory, or maybe Bayley's gonna somehow get a count out victory herself, but I know that Bayley is probably still gonna come out champion. I feel like it'll be too soon for, someone Nia Jax who just got at NXT just to win the title off the bat. So I feel like Bayley's gonna win.
Let's go.
I think since WWE is in need of talent in the main roster, that somehow they're gonna. I'm just throwing this out in left field that Bayley is gonna move up to the main roster, and Nia Jax is gonna be the women's champion.
I have one issue with that. And it's not that Bayley is a bad wrestler. She is great, don't get me wrong. But her gimmick on the main roster will get eaten alive. And it will go over just as well as Emma's one. Even if you stick her with Charlotte and Becky Lynch and all the other four horsewomen, that gimmick will not get over. I am almost certain of it.
I still think they're gonna put her in the main roster.
The only way the gimmick would get over is if they gave it into like a markish crowd. Like if you went to Chicago, who watches NXT faithfully, and you know who Bayley is, and you debut her there.
Maybe.
I mean, if they do the gimmick where she's, the happy and sportsmanship and all that stuff, and like how they did in NXT where she got her ass whipped by Charlotte until she brought out the fierce in her and all that crap, I think it can go down that way in the main roster, but turn her heel. Even though I'm just throwing this out there, that it could turn a good girl gone bad kind of thing.
Yeah, like she was kind of like forced that way in a way.
Yeah.
So you're saying you want Bayley to pop the inflatable tube man?
Oh,
Yes.
Actually, I will. In a way of turning Bayley heel, I would feel like, in a way, I feel like say if she wasn't getting this team on the main roster, then she would probably turn against probably because of the fans in a way. Cause I feel like the way they would even turn Bayley is because of fans turning on her. That's why I feel like, because she's pretty much built her entire gimmick is pretty much built off that people love her, and the fact that people wouldn't like if people didn't really like her on the main roster, they probably had to use the fans as a exploit to turn her heel, which I think would be a good way to do it.
Don't forget her number one fan.
Yeah, and also use her fierce side, as a gateway to turning heel as well.
You should make your pick, Dubs.
Yeah, Nia Jax.
Red, go.
See, now, I haven't followed much of NXT because I just don't remember that it's on half the time. So I haven't seen much of what they're doing with Nia Jax other than her, destroying Bayley. So, I mean, I can kind of see it going either what Dubs was saying, or... it's a hard one. I'm kind of leaning towards Nia Jax, though, taking the title.
Mm.
I feel like Bayley's gonna win, because if Bayley loses and gets called out, then they have no star power in the women's division. Because you can't rely on Asuka to carry the load by herself.
Yeah.
Or they can get more people.
They could, but half the women in NXT right now are heel. And you're
Or, no named.
Yeah. and your two main faces are Bayley and Asuka, and if Bayley leaves, you only have Asuka.
And the occasional appearance by Blue Pants.
Well, she's more of a manager than anything else, because she's with the Vaudevillains or something like that.
I don't think she's still with them, because I think she did one match recently with Nia Jax and got wrecked.
Mm.
She's pretty much a fall person. Like she's
a jobber.
She's a jobber.
Enhancement talent is the mark term.
STW says.
That's why calling up all of those women at the same time back this summer probably hurt NXT, because they no longer have the star power.
Yeah, but it's funny because they had nothing on the main roster either, so it was pretty much they did lose the situation.
In their minds, they knew they had Nia Jax, Bayley, and the NXT WWE hopeful Eva Marie.
Yeah, my God. I'm going to rant a little bit on Eva Marie before we move on to the
Please
final two matches. Eva Marie will never make it in WWE at all.
No.
As a wrestler, as a commentator, as an announcer, one of the guys in the ARC chat is a big Eva Marie mark.
Why?
And half the time, I don't know if he's trolling half the time or if he's legit serious.
Got it.
But we watched NXT during a wrestling night thing once, and she botched. This is where she botched the finish to one of the matches. And he sat there and said it didn't look that bad. It looked terrible. The night she was on Raw, and she no-sold everything, and she kicked out at 1, and it's like, what are you doing? If Sarah Del Rey can't save you, because she's the main Divas trainer, if Sarah Del Rey can't save you, then Brian Kendrick's not going to be able to save you.
Nope.
It's like going to Shawn Michaels to be trained, and then having to turn around and have William Regal retrain you, because it didn't work the first time. It's just not going to work.
I don't know what WWE sees in her. I really don't.
I can tell you what they see in her, and it's on her chest.
I think she has a good look. It's just that she's terrible as a wrestler. She has a good look, and she has I think they have the whole term diva, so she has a perfect diva look, and she has the perfect diva attitude. It's just that she's not very good in the ring.
I think really the best bet for Eva Marie, if she wants to stay in WWE, is just make her a manager.
But she's even terrible at that. If you watch Total Divas, which I have, sadly,
not that bad actually.
She is the worst actor. She makes Brie Bella look Oscar worthy.
Free mode.
Free, bro.
Eva Marie is the worst actor on that show. It's like the episode where she said she couldn't have kids, or she couldn't drink anymore, or whatever the reason was, I forget. The crying was just atrocious. She's terrible. And she's not believable as a manager either. I can see her now interfering in a match and hurting herself.
She could be an up, down, down.
Oh, God.
Oh my God.
You want
she'll
David
as
to
well.
kill herself?
Oh God.
Oh God. So my pick is Bayley. But we're gonna move on to the
Tag team.
Yeah, this match that probably was supposed to be at Brooklyn. Since the Vaudevillains were more over than Enzo and Cass, it's Dash and Dawson versus Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy for the NXT Tag Belts. Quavion, go.
I want to go with I really want to go for Enzo and Cass, but I kind of feel like they're not going to give it to them. Though I really want to go for them, but because I feel like Dash and Dawson are just they're just holding it for right now for its transition. But I feel like they're also going to try and get them a chance to probably go for Enzo and Cass. But if they really want Enzo and Cass to win, if they really want Enzo and Cass, to do something, I think right now, especially at this NXT TakeOver where they are, they probably would need to give them the titles right now. They really go with anything, because if they lose again, I think they're going to lose even more steam. Though technically they're still pretty over. It's just that they haven't really done anything. And they haven't even held the title not even yet, and they have lost opportunities multiple times. So I think right now is the time will be the time they actually get the title. So actually, you know what? I'm actually going to switch what I was actually originally going to say. I'm going to say Enzo and Cass.
Let's go.
I got to switch myself around.
I think the tag team always changes quickly. I never really see a long feud on NXT for the titles. I think Enzo and Kaz are going to win, and they're not going to be SAWFT soft. And you can't teach that. So
God.
That's my prediction.
All right, Red, go.
Again, I haven't been following too much, but haven't Dash and Dawson actually really gotten over with the NXT crowd?
I can't tell you. I haven't watched it either.
All right. I don't know. I just feel like, and if they're the team I'm thinking of, which I think they are, and they've got like great chemistry as a tag team. For one, they've got great tag team moves. From what I remember seeing from them, and I just like them as a tag team. Enzo and Cass, I can see them winning, but I got like a weird gut feeling that Dawson, Dash and Dawson might somehow pull out a win.
I'm gonna pick Enzo and Cass for sure. Like I said, back in Brooklyn, I'm honestly believing it was supposed to be Enzo and Cass that were supposed to beat Blake and Murphy for the belts. But since the Vaudevillains somehow catapulted to super mega over status, they had no choice but to put the belt on the Vaudevillains. Yeah. But since they killed the Vaudevillain title run, Enzo and Cass is gonna win.
The other weird thing with the NXT tag team titles, at least, is it always seems like it's like unpredictable. Because, like, honestly, who here saw what was it, Blake and Murphy?
Yeah, I didn't see no fucking
Who foresaw them winning the belts? Like,
or even becoming. I feel like they're also a good heel tag team as well. I didn't even see them even coming as well. I was like, what the fuck happened?
Great.
Well, that's why I said the tag team championships on NXT changed really, really fucking quickly. Like, I knew the Vaudevillains won, and I'm like, who the fuck are these other guys that are winning?
Well, the longest reign is still the Ascension.
Mm-hmm.
Look where they are. It's fucking Stardust.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, I kind of do like that idea of Stardust and the Ascension together.
I mean, I do, but they are
especially considering too, if they're writing together, Cody can teach them things.
And so,
you know what I mean, though. Like, I can't get into specifics because I don't know exactly like the way the business works.
They could teach him how to not wear knee pads.
no, and be dashing.
But I mean, like he can show them like the ways of the WWE and on the road and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, in time they can get better, especially considering Cody has been in quite a bit of tag teams.
Yeah, he was with fucking Hardcore Holly.
That's because he debuted with Hardcore Holly.
Yeah. He was with Ted DiBiase Jr. I think he was actually with crap. I keep thinking. I mean, I'm gonna keep going down to David Sandow.
He was with Sandow.
McIntyre. You know, he with his brother. With the Ascension with Barrett.
Barrett was a one-time thing.
I know, but you know, well, actually, he was there for like a few matches, but still. And then there was, I keep thinking it was either Kofi Kingston or CM Punk. No, or was it CM Punk?
All right, well, we're gonna move to
CM Punk to the feud thing as well.
Making that, which everybody probably cares about most on this card. Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe for the NXT Championship.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, with the resurgence of Samoa Joe, him turning heel and everything like that, I feel like they're going to try to have like a good lengthy rivalry between them and NXT because though they still are trying to push everyone around them, they'll probably go for a title after all this stuff blows over. I feel like Samoa Joe and Finn Balor are just going to keep going at it and have a big climax match. That's gonna determine who has the title, whoever faces them next is probably gonna get it, or be at least have a chance at them. But I feel like right now, in terms of stuff, I feel like Finn Balor actually may lose the title. That's just my thought. Because I feel like, though Finn Balor has been good, I feel like they haven't, though he has been doing, he still is kind of over, I feel like he hasn't really been doing much, especially with the title. So I feel like this right now would be a good chance for him to have a great match against Samoa Joe and actually lose and, probably come back again at the title and, and probably another takeover or NXT and see how far, this rivalry can actually go.
Dubs, go.
I think they're going to bring up Finn Balor to the main roster.
Yeah.
But also they're going to do what they did with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, where he does lose a championship, but then goes on NXT and do a couple of rematches to kind of make the feud go a little bit longer before they have somebody else to replace him. But I think Samoa Joe is going to win the title.
Yeah.
Right, go.
My only issue with what Dubs was saying is right now NXT is kind of short on star power in the way of like main event stars. Like they've got Joe, who's pretty much full time right now, and Finn. But if they're bringing in Zayn, that's one big star down. And Hideo Itami's still out on injury, and God knows when the hell he's coming back.
This month will be a year since he's been out.
Oh God.
He's been
So,
out.
I mean,
he's been out a full year.
Calling Finn up now might hurt NXT more than it already needs to be.
Yeah, but you're looking at NXT as a show, which it is as a show, but it's also like a farm system. Right?
Oh yeah, I get that. But
That's the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah, but I also feel like
and also too, they don't bring very many people up at like that quickly, especially when it comes to the superstars. Like the Divas was like the exception. But if anything, I think they'll probably bring Zayn up first to do the Owens feud.
Well, isn't
and then
Sami
a couple
Zayn
months after
already
that,
up?
they'll bring
He
Finn
just
up.
got injured.
No, because he was still doing the thing with Owens in NXT, and then he got injured.
Yeah. Well, like I said, he was actually originally supposed to be called up, not Owens, but since he got injured, they substituted him with Owens to be called up instead. So
He got called up when he did the Open Challenge, but
yeah,
in his title.
that was actually legit supposed to be his debut on the main roster, but since he got injured, during his entrance,
He was actually technically hurt before that happened.
Yeah.
Just getting overexcited, over-exaggerated the injury.
Oh yeah, that's what happened. Okay, I thought like he did his entrance got him injured.
No,
he was already hurt. So
yeah, he just made it
doing
worse
that
by
extra.
getting overexcited.
But I still think they're going to do like test runs of him in the main roster, Finn Balor.
Oh yeah, they're already doing that on house shows.
Yeah.
I mean, like on national TV.
Oh yeah, but when they do that though, that's really won't be tests. It'll be he's up there, he's staying.
I mean, the actual test would be house shows and probably main event superstars.
Well, to be fair, they did when Dean Ambrose was doing the house show run. He was doing house shows for like 4 or 5 months before he got called up. Before the whole heel thing.
Same thing goes with Neville and Zayn and all of them. They all do a house show loop at least once or twice before they get called up. And I think right now Finn is on his second or third like house show loop.
Finn will be called up when he's ready to be called up because he said something like he wasn't ready to leave NXT just yet.
He wanted to stay in NXT.
He wants to stay in NXT for some strange reason.
Well, it's because I feel like
Probably because he sees the writing on the wall.
Yeah,
and knows that he's not going to be booked very well.
Yeah, that too, and also because I feel like they're going to probably abuse his
I know for a fact Vince will abuse that.
Yeah. I mean, though that should only be used, for special events, they're probably going to fucking abuse it.
It's the demon on SmackDown, Michael.
And are probably going to over-exaggerate his character.
Demon Kane versus Demon Balor.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
That's the only feud I would think they would do.
It's not even really the feud. It's the fact that I guarantee that he's going to be the demon like every other week.
Or they're trying to give him like powers like the Undertaker and Kane. They spout fire. I have no fun.
Alright, let's move on. Who hasn't done their picks yet?
Well, Red, what'd you pick?
I'm gonna go Finn. Because I don't know.
All right.
I'm just going Finn.
I'm gonna pick Finn via disqualification.
Ooh, actually, yeah, that's a good thing. I didn't
Joe's
realize
gonna
that.
get super ticked off.
They can't beat him.
And do like a punch in the corner and not break the 5 count, or get a weapon.
Hello?
Yes.
I'd say get a weapon before.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'd get a weapon, or he'd break the 5 count while in the corner.
Yeah.
He would do something like that.
When was the last time someone got DQ'd from that? I mean, before the referee even hits 5, he breaks them away.
Yeah, sometimes, but if you can break him away, then he'll count 5.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
I'm just saying, like, the last time it's happened.
I don't know, but
I don't think I've ever seen a 5 count disqualification in a long time.
I remember the one I remember the most is MVP's debut against Finlay on SmackDown, where he lost to a 5 count because he won't let go of a submission he did on Finlay. I don't know why I remember that one so well, but I do.
I'm just saying, if you want to keep that feud going because you have no star power, that's how you do it. You don't have like Joe win the belt and then Trey wins. You have Balor win by DQ.
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like it's going to be more like a I feel like it's going to be more of not even just for the title, but I think he just wants to hurt Finn. So he's going to try to make him tap out, even if he can actually make him tap out. And he probably he probably won't care if he got disqualified. He'll still try to hurt him with his submission move that pretty much hurt him.
I would say you could do the ref stoppage angle, but they've already done that twice with Owens and Zayn. So that they can't do that a 3rd time this year. You go, hey, you're stopping the matches because your champions they can't compete. That means your champions look weak as hell.
Yeah.
But isn't there an NXT show during the Rumble weekend? Or was it WrestleMania weekend?
There's always an NXT show.
If there's an NXT show during Rumble weekend, that's when Balor will probably lose the belt to Joe. If not, then WrestleMania weekend. Because there'll probably be an NXT show.
Oh yeah, there'll probably be NXT guys in the Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah, but especially because they're going to be in Florida, right?
Oh yeah,
I definitely think Sami Zayn is going to be in the Rumble.
Yeah, if Balor doesn't lose it between now and, say, February, the next NXT show before WrestleMania, he'll probably lose. Or he'll lose it at the NXT show during WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah.
What if the WWE debuts, like, Austin Aries and all the other, like, potential, like, signees that they were talking about?
What, at the Rumble?
At the Rumble, yeah, at the Rumble.
So that would be awesome.
As new NXT guys.
They would have to, like, keep that extremely hush-hush because that would get leaked in a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, people already know that Austin Aries was at the Performance Center.
Yeah,
supposedly.
Supposedly. He was also supposed to be at the NXT show that was taping, supposedly, but he wasn't. Because everybody flipped out. It was like, oh my god, Austin Aries is going to be on the show, and he wasn't. But, who knows?
I mean, WWE, when they want to keep something a secret, they usually do a pretty dang good job of it.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I mean, look at all of Jericho's returns.
Yeah, we never knew about that.
Well, people
usually had to guess this.
To be fair, Jericho was always saying no. You kind of had an idea that eventually he was going to show up.
Never. Ever. Yep.
But you know what I mean, though. Like, in this day and age, that easily could have been, like, spotted at an airport and leaked, but it never happens.
Also, I've never really seen accurate, Rumble leaks. There's like always every year, it's gonna, like everyone says that certain people are going to be Rumble. There never are. Maybe one out of those few. But I feel like sometimes that's just a lucky guess.
No, they're never accurate on Rumble entrances. Like 2 years ago, they were. They got like 3 out of 4 right.
Yeah.
They named like 4 guys, and 3 of them were actually in it.
Well, definitely when the Royal Rumble comes around, I never look at leaks because I want to keep that hush hush. I want to be excited for returns.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing too with it being in Florida is, especially for like guys like Aries, if like he's based in Florida currently, you can keep a lot of stuff hush-hush because everyone will be in Florida.
Yep.
You wouldn't be able to tell who's coming in for the event or who's just living.
Yep.
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
But I feel one person, and that certain is going to be in the row, but I feel like just like 99% sure is going to be Sami Zayn.
Hopefully.
The question is, will he get a good reaction from the Florida crowd?
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know how good of a crowd Florida can be.
Yeah. I don't know, like, and also I don't know how many of them can be Marks either. I know a lot of Marks like him, especially because he was El Generico and stuff like that.
So, Evolve is based out of Florida, and he wrestled down there quite a lot.
Yeah, that's true. How many people remember he was actually... No, wait. Oh, yeah, he was out there from Evolve event like a month ago or so, right?
Yeah, but he was off camera. It wasn't taped for television.
Yeah.
Alright, we are running close to an hour. That means it's time for the end of the show.
No.
And because I have to go to bed. Because it's quarter after 2. And
Yeah, I actually do have to go to bed too. Oh, not really.
I have to do it.
And I can't sleep because I already slept.
That's your fault.
Yeah, it is your fault.
But I'm going to be fine. I mean, I'm probably going to pass out when I get home, but I'll be fine.
When you get home, where you at now?
Home in like 12 hours.
No.
Anyone want to come to Pennsylvania and take my shift tomorrow?
Nope.
No. What kind of question is that? But,
Wait,
alright.
You don't want to go home?
No, nobody's gonna take your shift. I speak for everybody when I say no.
Alright,
I can ask Dave, he might want to be up for that.
That's true.
But, alright guys, this has been the prediction, an actual wrestling show for the Arc Channel. We will see you, well, I will see you. These guys will be doing their own thing for TLC probably. But I will see you guys on Sunday for the TLC. I have a stroke every time I record something. I don't know why. I will see you guys. Yeah. I will see you guys for Sunday for the TLC pay-per-view if it doesn't suck. If it sucks, I'm not recording anything. But,
Quit be working during TLC. God damn it.
I won't be.
Wait, it's not this week. It's next week, right?
The TLC
it's
is
this Sunday.
It's this Sunday. God damn it.
Yeah.
This Sunday.
There's
Why can't they
wrestling.
push
There's wrestling next weekend, but it's Ring of Honor.
Legitimately, if they had pushed it one more week, I would have been able. Actually, no, I wouldn't have. So I got Saturday off, not Sunday.
TLCheee.
TLCheee. I'm gonna name it. That's what I'm gonna name it.
TL Walmart sucks.
That's what I'll name it. TL Walmart sucks. And
Alright,
I'll get you fired. Alright guys, I will see you later.
Later, guys.
Bye.